Hello, my name is Stephen Mayeux, and this is my video series on practical JavaScript where I walk you through the algorithm challenges at freecodecamp.com. In this video, we've got a doozy. It's called Exact Change, and it is, I believe, the third advanced challenge for the algorithm section. Let's just double check here. Advanced algorithm scripting. Yep, third challenge, exact change. And okay, so basically, let's read the instructions really quickly. Design a cash register function that accepts the purchase price as the first argument, payment as the second argument, and cash and drawer as the third argument. In the third argument, the CID is a two-dimensional array listing available currencies. All right, so basically, imagine this is like a store. The total price that the customer has to pay is $19.50. They give you $20, and you have to give them the appropriate change, depending on the transaction. Return the string insufficient funds if the cash in drawers is less than the change due. Return the string closed if the cash in drawer is equal to the change due. Otherwise, return change in coins and bills sorted in highest to lowest order. And it's a good idea just to run through all of the different examples here and to see, what you would get. So for example, if you, I'm going to zoom in here and blow it up a little bit. If you get this one right here, okay, you get the customer owes $19.50 and they give you $20. Okay, well, you're going to give them 50 cents back. Okay, so 50 cents, in other words, like 2 quarters. And then there's a whole bunch of different examples, so I highly recommend that you go ahead and run through. Okay, so I don't have much time. I want to try to record this in 15 minutes, so I'm going to do a lot of talking, and I'm going to try to explain as I go along, but I'm going to kind of pound out the code first and do the talking later. My solution is quite similar to the solution that you'll find by FreeCodeCamp. There's one major difference, and I'll explain that if there's more time. But anyway, both solutions here will definitely get you in the right direction and have you think about the problem. Okay, so anyway, just to save some time, I've created an array here. It's an array of objects. It's a collection of all of the different currencies, and I've got a name for each of the currencies and then the values for each one. So we're going to need that for later on. Okay, so first thing I want to do here is I want to calculate the change that we owe the customer. All right, so I'm going to say var change equals cash minus price. That's it. Easy enough. All right. And then I want to calculate how much money we have in the drawer, in the cash and drawer. So I'm going to say var, I'm going to call this total CID. So the CID is this two-dimensional array, and it tells us how much we have in the drawer. Okay. And well, that's not a good example. Let me give you another example here. Okay, how about this one? Yep. Just a moment here. Okay, so this penny here, we have $1.01 in pennies, so that's 101 pennies. We've got, let's see, we've got $60 and $20 bills, so we got 3 20s, and there's $20 and 10, so there's 2 of them, and so on. So basically, I just want to calculate the total sum in our drawer. So let's do that right now using the reduce function, or good old friend reduce. So CID reduce function. All right, we need an accumulator and then the next value. Okay, and then basically I'm going to give the accumulator a starting value, and we're dealing with decimals points, so I'm going to call it 0.0. Okay, and then I'm just going to say return a accumulator plus next with the index of 1. So we're iterating through these through these two-dimensional arrays. So this is like one subarray, and this is index 0, and we want to grab the value at index 1. So that's what's going on right here. Okay, so right now, right off the bat, we can check whether or not we have insufficient funds or whether or not we are closed. So let's go ahead and just check for that right now. So if total CID is less than the change, okay, we have to return the string insufficient funds. Okay. Else, if total CID is equal to change, then we have to return the string closed. Okay. And if we run our test right now, oops, let's see, reference to hex cache register is not defined. Oh, there we go. All right, so it looks like we're passing some of the tests, but we still have quite a way to go right here. Okay, so we can definitely return insufficient funds or close depending on the total of our cache and drawer and its relationships to the change. Okay, checking the time here. All right, I'm just going to go quickly, faster right now. Now, for reasons that I'll explain in just a moment, I now want to reverse this this two-dimensional array, the cache and drawer. And you're going to be asking, well, why are we doing that? Just bear with me. We'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so we did that, and we're going to return another two-dimensional array that specifies like the change that we're going to give the customer. So we're going to use the denominations array and reduce that. Denominations, is that what we call it? Yeah. Okay, that should be working. Denominations that reduce function, accumulator, next, and index. Okay, you haven't seen that before, but basically I can just get the index value of the current array that we're in. We're going to give the accumulator a starting value of an empty array. Okay, and basically if change is greater than or equal to next dot value. All right, so in other words, if the change that we owe the customer, if it's greater than or equal to the value of the current object that we're iterating through in this function right here, then we're going to do some stuff. Specifically, we're going to deduct and just do the right calculations. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable called var current value. Okay, give that just the value like this, and oh goodness, I hope I can do this in time. This is so stressful. All right, then I'm going to say we're going to do a loop. So we're going to keep looping so long as change is greater than or equal to that value, and the cache and drawer, a index, okay, 1. Okay, and get that. Oops. Okay, if that is greater than or next dot value. Okay, so the reason why that I reversed the CID, you see here, like the two-dimensional array for this third argument, it starts with like the penny and then it goes upwards, so it's in ascending order, but my object right here, in order for it to work, I need it to be in descending order. So that's why I reversed the cache and drawer subarray or array, and then I'm going to access it with this index value, because the index of the CID will now match up with the index of the denominations array. Okay, so that's why I'm doing that right there. And oh goodness, I gotta go. All right, so basically current value, we're just going to increment it, okay, like that. and then change. Okay, we're going to decrement the change now. And JavaScript is kind of funky with decimal points and decimal point precision, so we have to do a little bit of math magic with this. Okay, and this just makes sure change times 100. This just makes sure that our decimal points are just the most accurate that they can be. So anyway, this is sort of a quirk of JavaScript that you have to get used to. All right, and then we have to update our cache and drawer. Okay, by decrementing it as well. Okay, so we've done all of that, and so now we're going to push this to the accumulator. We're going to push the name next to that name, and then current value as well. Okay, good. And then of course we have to return the accumulator anytime we do like that, and then else. Okay, return ACC. So basically, if the change is not greater than or equal to the value of the denominations, then we're just going to return the accumulator. If it is greater than or equal to, then we're going to go ahead and do all of this calculation right here. And so now, let's see, let me just check here. Oh, okay, I think I can do this finally. All right, so now if we go ahead and run this, I should do this return result. Okay, you see that that we've nearly passed all of the tests. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and show you the one that we're not passing right here. So if you look at it, the customer owes $19.50. They give us $20, so we have to give them 50 cents change. Well, we have a penny in the cache and drawer. No nickels, no dimes, no quarters, no nothing else, but we have $1 bill. So basically we have a total of $1.01, so $1 and a penny. But in this particular case, it should return insufficient funds. But wait a second, we only owe 50 cents, but we have $1.01 in our cache and drawer. That is true, but consider this. We have a $1 bill and 1 penny. We have no nickels, no dimes, no quarters, so we actually cannot give the customer the correct change in this situation. So for that, we have to we have to return insufficient funds. So we're almost there. We just have to do a little bit of check. So if the length of the results array, if it's less than 0, and if change, if the length of the result array is greater than 0, and if change equals 0, then we're going to return the result. Otherwise, we will return that string insufficient funds. And with that, this should pass the test. Boom shakala. Awesome. Okay, so I've got about 1.5 minutes. Let's just go through this again. So we've got this denominations array. It contains a collection of objects with the name and the value of the denomination. This is the change that we owe the customer. This is the total in our cache and drawer right here, which is the third argument. And right off the bat, we're just going to check if the total cache and drawer is less than the change, or if it's equal than the change. And if we know that, then we can immediately return this. In order to do the calculations correctly, I need to use this denominations array, and it's in descending order, whereas the test gives us the denominations in ascending order. So I just go ahead and reverse it just to make that work for me. I go ahead and I make the calculations as needed, and then I do a quick little check to make sure that that we have no more change that we owe the user, and then we return insufficient funds. So if you go ahead and if you click on the wiki, they pretty much create like a new object. and I want you to go ahead and explore that on your own. Okay, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.